Hello everyone, welcome to Edu Class Lecture YouTube channel. So here I am continuing the 2024 A-Level Chemistry MCQ discussion from question number 31. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the experiment for determination of the order of the reaction between Fe3 plus and I minus? We call this as the iodine clock experiment. I know this is not actually discussed in many of the schools or classes. So when I was doing this question also it was very challenging for me. So you can find the detailed explanation for this experiment in your chemistry practical handbook iodine clock experiment. So simply if I say here Fe3 plus and I minus, that reaction order only we are going to find. So Fe3 plus will reduce to Fe2 plus, I minus oxidize to I2. But here changing Fe3 plus and measuring the rate rho is difficult. Therefore we are using thiosulfate which has no effect on Fe3 plus and I minus. Thiosulfate will react with I2 and form S4O6. That iodometry equation products will form. Okay. So S2O3 2 minus, here we are using a known small amount. So until S2O3 minus is there, we are using starch also here as an indicator. So until like S2O3 2 minus is there, starch cannot give the characteristic blue color. So starch gives the blue color in the presence of I2, no. But when you have thiosulfate reacts with I2. But once all the thiosulfate has finished, you can instantly see a blue color because there is no more thiosulfate. So I2 is present in the solution. That way there is a huge step where this experiment is done. Anyway, I'll focus on this question. The time taken to react a constant amount of thiosulfate is measured. Yes, that's true. Concentration of thiosulfate must be much higher than I minus. No, it cannot be much higher than I minus. It should actually be a smaller amount. Then only it can quickly react and finish off. Okay. Thiosulfate cannot be used in the experiment determining the rate constant of the reaction. No, we can use it. Concentration of thiosulfate must be much smaller than the concentration of I minus. Yes. So here AD correct, fourth one is the answer. So you can get more details of this practical in the chemistry practical handbook. Alright. Now let's go to the 32nd one. Which of the following statement is true regarding the reaction of 2-bromo-2-methyl propane? Propane, it's alkane type. No, prop means it made prop 3 carbons are there. Then 2-bromo-2-methyl. No, in the second carbon you have a bromo, in second carbon you have a methyl group also. Then this is the compound. Yes, this is the one. Now here this is being reacted with what? Aqueous NaOH. Now aqueous NaOH, if the NaOH is added in the aqueous medium, what happens is a substitution. Br will be substituted by OH, but here the reacting species OH minus. No, OH minus is a nucleophile. So it should be what? A nucleophilic substitution, not a electrophilic one. Carbocation is formed as an intermediate during the reaction. Yes, this Br will be removed and a tertiary carbocation is forming. No, so that's correct. Major product is CH3 thrice COH. Yes, obviously when you put this OH as Br, this is the major product. Okay, so majority of them took second one as the answer. Even I took as the second one as the answer, BC. But now this D is the elimination product. Now we have studied that elimination will happen in the alcoholic medium. But the scheme actually said the answer as 5. That means they have taken D also as correct. That means that is also forming as a minor product. So can't help, that was only taken as the scheme answer, fifth one, not the second one. Okay, so here elimination product is also a minor amount is possible. That's how the scheme has taken the answer. But major product is the substitution one. Okay. 33. Which of the following reactions is correct? Now here you can see all the compounds are reacting with Grignard reagent. But we have studied that alkyne with the acidic hydrogen and alcohol with alcohol can react with the Grignard reagent. Here what happens is the alkyl group in the Grignard reagent, it will act as a base. Okay, it will take the hydrogen. Here you can see CH3 has taken hydrogen form CH4. So here also CH3 has taken hydrogen form CH4 and the remaining compound will be joined together. Okay, so here the correct answers are C and D. Only others we know, we have not learned them. So answer is the third one. So this is directly given in the resource book also. So we have to revise the resource book. Definitely for chemistry is going to be a big help. 34. Which of the following statements is true with regard to S and P block elements and their compounds? Beryllium reacts with hydrogen gas to produce an ionic metal hydride. We know that beryllium doesn't react with hydrogen, no? Magnesium has the highest electronegativity among the S block elements. Among the S block elements, magnesium has the highest. How can we think of it? S block elements are the first group and the second group now. Downward the group, yes. If we take magnesium, the value is, now lithium it is 1. Then sodium it was 0.9. Magnesium is 1.2. No, the electronic to magnesium is 1.2. But you know hydrogen is 2.1, right? So hydrogen also belonging to S block. No, so I don't think that's correct. Ammonia, SO2 can act as oxidizing agents as well as reducing agent. Yes, they are famous compounds. Ammonia, nitrogen can undergo oxidation. Hydrogen can reduce. Sulfur dioxide, if you take, they are the sulfur is +4, no? Therefore it can reduce to -2 as well as oxidize to +6. H2S, hydrogen can reduce, sulfur can oxidize, therefore that's correct. Sodium and barium react with excess oxygen gas when heated due to Na2O2 and BaO2. Yes, now sodium, now when you put excess oxygen, the highest formula you have now with oxygen, they can form oxide, peroxide and superoxide. Now sodium can form oxide and peroxide, therefore it will form the peroxide as the major product. Okay, barium can form the oxide as well as the peroxide. So barium, peroxide we know it is O2 2 minus, barium 2 plus. So this both cancel and you will get what? BaO2. So that is also correct. Yeah. CD, third one is the answer. Now let's discuss the 35th question. The phase diagram of carbon dioxide is given. Now it is observed that liquid carbon dioxide does not form when a sample of solid carbon dioxide is placed in a beaker. Now here you are taking a sample of carbon dioxide, and in a beaker you are keeping it. The temperature is 25 degrees C, pressure is 1 atm. They are asking why you can't get liquid carbon dioxide. The reason is, you can see when you see 25 degrees C, it's somewhere here. And if you come for 1 atm, see 25 degrees 1 atm, carbon dioxide can exist as a gas only. No, it can exist as a gas. So at 25 degrees, if you want to convert solid carbon dioxide to liquid carbon dioxide, you have to increase the pressure. Can you see? 25 degrees, you have to increase the pressure. It's very great pressure, you have to increase. Not with 1 atm, you cannot do that. Okay. Now here all statements are correct, but you have to pick the reasons for your observation. Now A is correct, B is also correct. The pressure of the triple point is higher than 1 atm. That's true, right? That's the reason for this observation. Triple point pressure is 5.11 atm. So you should have at least that pressure to convert solid carbon dioxide to liquid carbon dioxide. So that's the reason for that. At 1 atm pressure, solid carbon dioxide is in equilibrium only with the gas phase. That's true, right? At 1 atm, solid carbon dioxide equilibrium only with the gas phase, not with the liquid phase. Therefore, we cannot convert into a liquid phase. Here all statements are correct, but you have to pick the reasons for the observation. Therefore CD correct. Third one is the answer for this. So okay with that. Alright. Let's move to the 36th question. Which of the following statement is so are true? Following a systemic method of waste disposal contribute to minimize global warming. Yes, if we don't dispose waste properly, methane gas will be released, so which can contribute to global warming. A statement is correct. Minimizing deforestation contribute to increase global warming. No, it will decrease global warming. No, NO gas emitted from transpiration contribute to increase global warming. So global warming is affected by the greenhouse gases. So that won't come. So we know D is obviously correct. Coolant gases, they are coolant gases are like gases with high green gases. Okay, their potential of this greenhouse effect is very high. Therefore, it will increase the global warming. So AD is correct for that. Okay, so answer will be. Now let's see the 37th question. Which of the following statement is so are true with regard to the function of the ozone layer in the stratosphere? Okay, now let's see the ozone layer. NO2 is required for the formation of ozone. Now we need NO, right? Atomic oxygen produced in the troposphere produces ozone after reaching the stratosphere. Actually, ozone only breaks down for O2 and atomic oxygen. Let's see the other options. Will you? Ozone level in the stratosphere fluctuates throughout the year. Yeah, that's correct. Infrared radiation is essential for the formation of ozone. No, I don't think that's correct. Yes. So only C is correct here. Therefore, answer is number C only correct. Okay, therefore our answer is 5 for that. Now that's all theory part. Easily you can score it if you are reading the industrial well. Now say the 38th one. Consider the following cells. Ion migration organ. Now here you can see the cell A, it is with a diaphragm, no, it's with a cell membrane. B, you can see it is with a salt bridge. How you can identify? With these marks, no? Dotted line means it's a membrane, this double line is a salt bridge. A, C, ion migration occurs at both A and B. Yes, in both ion migration will be take placing, okay. B, mixing of electrolytes prevented in both A and B. Yes, that's why you are using a membrane or a salt bridge to prevent the mixing of electrolytes. So B is also correct. C, ion migration only in B, no. Mixing of electron only in B, no. A and B only correct. First one is the answer for this, okay. Then 39. Which of the following statement is so correct regarding the 3D block elements and their compounds? The correct IUPAC name of this hexamine chromium 3. Yeah, the cation part is correct, but you can't put tribromide, no. That's the anion part, no. This is a full compound, not iron, no. Not iron, it's a compound. We don't put tribromide. We write it hexamine chromium 3 bromide. Therefore, this is wrong. Based on the electronic configuration of the 3D block elements, zinc is expected to have the lowest melting point. So in the D block elements, we are especially studying about the melting point. So lowest melting point is for zinc, second lowest is copper, highest is for vanadium. Therefore that's correct. Okay, zinc with lowest melting point is correct. Copper show the lowest stable oxidation state among the 3D block elements. Now when you take 3D block elements, they can show variable oxidation states. Okay, they can show variable oxidation states. Now when you take the lowest one is +1, no. So lowest stable oxidation state is shown by copper, which is +1. Any other D block element is not showing it, therefore it's correct. CrO3 dissolved in aqueous NaOH and gives Cr2O72 minus. No, for Cr2O72 minus, if you put NaOH, it will convert for CrO42 minus. But anyway, such a thing is not there. So you can see BC correct, answer number 2. Yes, BC correct is answer number 2. Now let's see the 40th one. Which of the following statement is so true regarding some industrial processes? The entropy change for the reaction of N2 with H2 to produce ammonia and Haber-Bosch process is positive. Entropy positive is let's like the reaction first. N2 with H2 is giving ammonia. Now you have to balance it half, and here we can do is, if you make this 2 and you have to make this 3. You can see in the reactant side you have 4 gas molecules. In the product side you have what? 2 gas molecules, no? Yes, 2 nitrogen. Yeah. So here 4 gas molecules, here 2 gas molecules. You can see number of gas particles has decreased, no? The entropy should decrease, no? It should be negative, not positive. That's wrong. Reaction of N2 with H2 to produce ammonia in the Haber-Bosch process is an exothermic reaction. Yeah, it is exothermic reaction, correct. Industrial process. The industrial process for the production of high purity titanium dioxide from rutile by chlorination followed by the oxidation releases carbon dioxide to the environment. So these are all totally theory questions. If you have read the industrial, you can easily answer them. The reaction of SO2 with O2 to give sulfur dioxide in the contact process for producing is an endothermic reaction. No, it is exothermic as far as I remember. Yes, it is exothermic, releasing high amount of energy. Therefore BC correct, answer number 2. So I have discussed 31 to 40. So await for the next questions. Thank you for watching.